All right, y'all. This video is called "The Problem with Hellcats." Video by Original Paradigms. Guys, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think that Hellcats are extremely overrated. But I do think culture, especially like black culture, has a lot to play in this predicament. Now, me personally, I don't know about y'all, but I'm not a fan of like the Hellcat scene or any of that stuff. There's just too much stuff that comes with it, and I ain't got time for all that, right? But I mean, I like a good truck, right? A good truck, like something like an old school Chevy. I'm a big Chevy guy. That's just me, man. I like that kind of stuff. The thing about Hellcats, bro, I don't know how we even got to this situation. Hellcats at this point is a joke. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just culture at this point, and this is a piece of culture that I do not like. So we're gonna see what this guy thinks and what the video's about.
I have a 2020 Lamborghini Urus and a 2015 Chevrolet Corvette, but I'm kind of getting bored of them, and this motherfucker right here keeps pressuring me to buy a Hellcat. And I honestly see where he's coming from. They're not that expensive. You can get a Charger Hellcat for like 60 to, if you want a new one, like 90K. And I honestly think that it would be a fun ass car. And
Look, bro, you
social
got the
media,
cops
so,
on the
I
other
can make
side,
good
like, bro.
content with a Hellcat, buy a Hellcat, build that shit, use it for content. It'll probably make me my money back that I spend on the car.
If you spend any time on TikTok or Instagram, you might have noticed that the Hellcat are people's newest favorite obsession. There are cars seen as props, personality traits, and entry-level
God.
trophies for people trying to prove that they've made it. Influencers, streetwear brand owners,
It's just another status symbol. That's all it looks like.
and entrepreneurs love to flex with them. And now kids are draining their entire life savings just to get one. The insurance payments cost more than rent, and viral clips keep showing the same exact scenarios. We see street drifting at 2 in the morning, takeovers ending in collisions, and these spectator drags that are turning to PR disasters for the car's reputation. The Hellcat is a perfect representation of people who live their lives through their phone. They hear the common sound of the engine, the badge on the fender, and that wide body stance that is all recognizable. This works so well on social media in a world where attention is currency and showing off matters more than any sort of long-term thinking. Hellcats look good in people's thumbnails and sound good for the first 3 seconds of a TikTok video.
Yeah, a Hellcat looks great, right? I mean, it's a cool car, but like it's like that putting that kind of stuff in the mix, just like a Lamborghini or a Corvette or any luxurious car in that sense, bro. It's gonna do more harm than good. And people that succeed from this, there are far less people that succeed from this than they are ones that fail.
And that's all that these people care about whenever they justify their purchase. Hellcats are solid cars on a mechanical level. They're fun, fast, and they deliver exactly what they promise. But that doesn't really explain how they rose to this level of cultural importance and status. There are a ton of cars that outperform them in handling, yet none of these cars became this symbol. The real explanation is the people who are buying them and these influencers who treat the car like some sort of status symbol for being a successful businessman. And the biggest market for these Hellcats are entrepreneurs.
It's like, forget Lamborghini, bro. We're gonna get a Hellcat. It's like the Lamborghini for like people that don't got that Lamborghini money.
And streetwear brand owners. It's like the second they first start making money, the first thing that they purchase is a Hellcat and a rented penthouse. This is pretty much the pre-Lamborghini starter kit. They know that the loud, recognizable muscle car makes them look more successful than they actually are. They film it, use it as a background for sales pitches, and if they get enough people to join their mentorship or course programs, they eventually try and graduate to a Lamborghini. But these high payments, insane insurance, theft risk, and just the hype in general didn't happen randomly. This entire trend is pretty much just a culture that rewards visibility above everything else. But really, these buyers are just chasing validation. The car could have been a lawnmower with 700 horsepower, and these guys would still buy it if the algorithm pushed it and said it's cool on the internet. They don't care about the engineering. The only thing that matters.
The crazy thing about the internet is that if you have influence and attention, you can literally sell anything at all before it even exists. And that is very dangerous.
matters to them is the amount of likes and comments that they get on their TikTok feed. And in my opinion, you're just a loser if you have to feel the need to buy a car to impress other people. I think the Hellcat is exposing people how dependent they are to show off to strangers. This is the literal definition of buying attention. But eventually reality will come and people will get hit with insurance bills that made them question every financial decision that they made. But some people think that the Hellcat became so popular because all of a sudden people cared about performance. But really, it just hit the market at the perfect time. Performance cars were getting more expensive and other brands were shifting their budgets towards electric development. Dodge has a sustainable platform and it's already paid off, so they could offer ridiculous horsepower at a lower price than anybody else. But there's also a massive shift in how the financing worked. Dealerships offered loan stretches that made payments look affordable to the average person. People who never could have previously qualified for a car like this just got instantly approved. And this just widens the buyer pool from real enthusiasts to anyone who's willing to sign a 6 to 8 year loan because the monthly number looks manageable. While all of this is happening, influencers and entrepreneurs are pushing this car nonstop on their social medias. The Hellcat is perfect for content strategy. It has a hard launch, sounds really nice, and can get attention on the algorithm. It's become a new stereotype for young entrepreneurs in Miami or Atlanta to buy these cars and flex them for engagement. We see so many of these streetwear owners drop a new hoodie, pose beside their Hellcat, and they instantly look like they're a success. And then we see entrepreneurs filming themselves revving it.
Society is cooked, ladies and gentlemen. Society is cooked.
For TikTok, and they're somehow able to convince kids to sign up for their course. And eventually, insurance companies catch on. Claims are skyrocketing, theft is rising, and there is reckless driving footage in the Hellcat everywhere. And these insurance companies do what they always do, raising the premium across the board. But ironically, these higher costs actually made the Hellcat even more appealing. It almost gave the cars notoriety. It just gives more proof that you have some sort of imaginary status and that the car is powerful. And this has become the identity of all of these streetwear brand owners and scammers. Keep in mind, none of this was built on actual car culture. It's all about being seen, and that's why so many people who bought these cars can't explain basic maintenance or even the difference between some of these trims. It's all about buying an image, and the real car guys are the ones getting screwed. They're seeing their insurance skyrocket in real time because a bunch of clout chasers want to race every random car on the freeway. When they flood the market with these young, inexperienced owners who want attention more than safety, the entire community pays the price, especially all of these guys who had the car.
Man, I feel sorry for guys that are like, like genuinely like passionate. You know what I mean? Guys are like genuinely passionate about like cars and stuff like that. It just gets freaking demolished by, course sellers and influencers that more than likely cannot afford that car to begin with. So it's a struggle for real, man. So it's like everything is just made to sell something at this point.
Before they were a trend. And the real culture behind the Hellcat is normalized reckless behavior. People think that if you own a fast car, you suddenly excused from irresponsible driving and drifting in the middle of the road at 2 in the morning. But really, the Hellcat itself isn't the problem. It's the people behind them and the cultural identity with it. The expectation became if you drive a Hellcat, you're supposed to do something outrageous. And once that became the standard, everyone else got involved, including police who start profiling the car. And these insurance companies are raising the rates just based on the model that you own. The reputation of the car has become a burden to all of the car guys and even the companies who own them. And this same reputation is going to follow Hellcats long after they become a trend. Instead of being known for its engineering and all of its capabilities of a high-powered vehicle, the Hellcat is really just known for all of the chaos that it represents. And this all started whenever the Hellcat went viral because social media is built to reward anything that triggers a reaction. We see burnouts, high-speed pulls, rev battles, messy street meets, and the Hellcat is perfect for this because it's designed in a way that will make clips go viral. It's a loud, aggressive car and is recognizable from the first frame. frame. These creators quickly found out that having a Hellcat in your video increases watch time. That's why all of these streetwear brand owners and entrepreneurs are leaning into it. They're just using the car as branding. They realize that their audience associates expensive cars with authority, so they use Hellcats as a visual proof that their lifestyle advice is worth listening to and their course is worth buying. And most of the time, these are just kids who don't know any better.
Like one
but
giant
nonetheless, they're
scam.
still associating this physical car with some idea of crazy success. And the algorithm has basically trained random kids who want to start making money with their own business to want to own a Hellcat. But nonetheless, these people will never admit that the algorithm is the one that influenced them. They'll claim that they chose the car because they always loved it. And maybe a few did, but most of them are just brain dead consumers who watch TikTok and will react to whatever the algorithm says is cool. And the biggest problem with Hellcats that people don't realize is that's not the power that they have. Really, it's the financial trap that all of these dealerships will give to people who want to buy a Hellcat. Buyers are just focused on the monthly payments instead of the total cost. They ignore the long-term math and underestimate how expensive these cars are to actually run. Think about it. Fuel, maintenance, tires, brakes, all of these surprise repairs, and then an insurance bill will hit, and people who are barely affording them are screwed. People are stretching themselves thin to afford these cars because it makes them feel valuable in public. And while that initial rush may eventually wear off, those bills will always be there. We're seeing repossession rates go up at an all-time high. Defaults are continuing to climb, and these people who just wanted to buy something to make them look successful are now ending up drowning in financial debt and stress. This is just an impulse control problem. The typical buyer of a Hellcat just wants to look rich more than they want to be responsible. And now they're stuck lying to themselves, pretending that they made some sort of smart...
It's crazy how it's come to that too, like how consumerism and how people can be so like lost in it and stuff like that. We got a feature video on that stuff covering that, but like it's kind of crazy on how everything has unfolded to where we feel like we have to buy something to kind of feel important.
Financial investment while they're falling behind on payments and even sometimes going into debt. I would have more respect for these people if they were just honest and said that they bought it for the attention. And right now, Hellcats are one of the biggest targets for theft because the demand is rising higher than the supply. Entire rings of thieves start ripping these cars for parts.
Goodness.
And I've even seen some people say that within hours of buying a Hellcat it's gotten broken into. And the thing is, whenever someone steals a Hellcat, you're more than likely not going to get it back in one piece. There have been cases where within a couple of days, parts were found across the entire country. Hellcat owners are dealing with constant break-ins, attempted thefts, and cars that aren't safe to park anywhere. And the insurance companies really don't care about any of this. All they care about is that the cars are producing expensive claims, and that's why the costs are continuously going up. And over time, after seeing this trend slowly rise and more issues come with it, lenders have slowly been hesitating just to sign off a car to anybody. And the people noticing these trends want to blame the thieves or the insurance companies, but really the reckless owners are the ones who made this car a target in the first place. And within the last few years,
Sprout Smith number 3. It's just another grocery store.
With fresh organic produce everywhere, it's a bit like a wellness.
Dodge actually stopped producing the Hellcat, and people think it's because of all these PR issues. Right now, the supply is fixed, but the prices keep rising. Some of these owners have now kind of started treating the cars like collectibles. They'll store them away, drive them a little bit less, and just maintain them more carefully. While everyone else who bought into the trend is flexing them on social media and driving recklessly at car meets. This is just ruining whatever's left of the car's reputation. But luckily, as the supply is tightening, the average buyer will eventually be bought out and fade into irrelevance. I think that people will look back at the Hellcats the same way that they look at discontinued muscle cars from older eras. And these fake gurus and streetwear brand owners who bought the Hellcat because it's trendy, they're not going to be around whenever the cars actually get rare. They'll just move on to the next car and act like they were never associated with any of the problems that came with the Hellcat. Really, the people who actually care about cars and are enthusiasts are the ones who keep them alive. These clout chasers just turn them into a nightmare for everyone who actually respects the car. And it makes all of the real car enthusiasts look bad, and now they just have to like clean up this mess. And I can't believe how many people are actually falling for all of these scammers who try and make themselves look successful just because they own a car or a rented penthouse. I guarantee if they're not able to sell enough memberships to their course, or they have a failed clothing brand drop, that these people aren't going to be able to continuously afford all of these crazy rates. And a majority of the people who jumped into this trend trend don't think about any of the responsibilities that come with it. All they cared about was their attention and trying to squeeze a few more sales from kids who think that they're cool. I feel like the Hellcat is a perfect example of a stereotypical trend. Whenever something is built on shock value or it's only popular for a few years, it's never really going to have that stability. And whenever the attention is valued above everything else, this problem just constantly repeats itself. These losers who are spending their entire savings just to flex on the internet, they're the ones actually causing these problems. They want to look like successful businessmen who could help you make $10,000 a month sitting at home doing nothing, and they try and sell you a course to teach you how to do it. But really just don't fall for it. I mean, they're just trying to get you to be their clients and sign up for their course. I don't know, man. I've driven a couple of Hellcats and they're actually really fun. I think the main problem is like this fake flexing culture and all of these people who think it's fine to just drive recklessly like there's nobody else on the road just because they have an expensive car.
Someone said 350 credit score activities. That is crazy. That's a good one though. It's not your Hellcat, it's just your turn. Yeah, people are treating these Hellcats like quote unquote modern women now, which is a crazy comparison to even say. People getting hurt for this kind of stuff. But yeah, it's sad, man. I've never been interested in like not at least like the new Hellcats or that. Like I said, old school vehicles are my thing. I love those things, man. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? Comment what car you have. Let me know if you enjoyed the video. If so, make sure you like the video, subscribe. And last thing is thank y'all so much, by the way, for getting 1,000 views on the last video. I did not see that coming at all. Like that I was overwhelmed, man. I didn't realize that like I could we could like really do this. So I really appreciate you guys. Thanks for the video. And as always, see you next time.